It's time for Around the Ozarks Sports Scene, sponsored by Fast Break Sports and The Pitch. Here's your host, Scott Purrier.
Welcome in to another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. I am Scott Purrier. As always, big thank you to tuning in this week, to all the listeners and viewers now that we've gone video. Going to talk some Bears baseball today with junior outfielder Zack Stewart from Lebanon. And again, a big thanks to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports and the Pitch Pizza and Pub. We'll be talking more about both of those later on in the program. But as I mentioned, Zack Stewart here with us today. Zack, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, late night for you guys last night as we tape this late Wednesday morning, but the baseball Bears go to Columbia, drop a tough one, 10-9, the final score, had the tying run on third base. You know, you guys obviously every weekend is a Valley weekend now. It'll be Conference USA next year. Midweek games, you know, you're getting some pretty noteworthy names as usual every year. You know, your Arkansas, your Oklahoma State, your Mizzou's. Does it feel different for you guys midweek than it does on the weekend when you go out there? Like last night at Mizzou, I know it's a big rivalry.
No, I mean, I think for the most part, we're always going out there and trying to win and beat the other team. Obviously, last night didn't work out in our favor, but I think honestly, kind of chippy there at the end. So them coming back next week is going to be pretty fun. So.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, and I guess it was a freshman pitcher at the end that was kind of running his mouth a little bit, but somebody needs to teach him that if you're going to be chippy when you've played the last of two games, not when you have to go to the other team's place next Tuesday, because that I'm sure that, you know, there's always a pretty good crowd for that Missouri State game with the rivalry aspect. A lot of Mizzou alums in town. Of course, your students and alums get fired up for that. So should add a little bit more fuel to the fire next week, shouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, a ton. There's always a big crowd there. A lot of people that go to Missouri State and don't like Mizzou. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
What about you, living and growing up in Lebanon, kind of almost halfway between the two? Were you, did you have an allegiance to any school in high school, college-wise, like football, basketball, things like that?
My dad went to Missouri State and played baseball here, and that was kind of the ultimate deciding factor for me with him playing under G and then obviously me getting to play under G as well. So those two things really worked out well for me.
By the way, Bears at Mizzou game next Tuesday night, Sutherland Lumber is offering free tickets. So if you go by the Springfield location there on North Glenstone and purchase anything, you'll get up to 2 free tickets while supplies last. So I know you guys would love to have a big crowd there. And of course, Curry Sutherland, that helps having that connection there too, doesn't it? He's kind of caught fire here lately as well.
Oh, yeah. Curry's awesome. Obviously a rough stretch. I think me and him both kind of went through a rough stretch there at the beginning, but both coming out of it, both hitting pretty well now. So I think that's going to be huge for the team and then obviously ourselves.
Yeah, of course, you had the walk-off homer against Valpo last Friday night, I believe. I noticed that Curry was one of those guys that, for whatever reason, was basically trying to strip you down. You know, you were running for your life after the home run. What's the whole take the jersey thing off thing now going on? And then of course the traditional cooler of Gatorade or water was coming too, right?
Yeah, so I guess the first taste of it for me was freshman year. Spencer Nivens walked off against SIUE, but they ripped his shirt off and poured the water cooler all over him. But I haven't had the opportunity to do it until last Friday night. But obviously got there, and then I just got chased down all the way to right field. And then I was just so tired that I just put my arms up and said, take it off. So
did you expect it coming? I mean, is that kind of the thing now? If you hit a walk-off, it's coming. You better protect yourself and run.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty known that that's going to happen. The shirt usually comes off, and then obviously the water cooler is all over you. So
what is that your first walk-off?
That's my first walk-off home run, yeah.
College or high school or just college?
I think college and high school.
College and high school. What's going through your mind as you're rounding those bases and you see all those guys waiting there at home plate to be done with the game at that point?
Honestly, it's a pretty good feeling because obviously you just won the game for your team, got a big Friday night win against a series opponent that you need to come in and beat. Obviously, with us coming in first in the Valley, that was a series that we needed to win for sure, and obviously sweep is what we wanted. And we obviously got that, but that was the mindset going into it. So getting that first win on the weekend and getting some momentum going into the next day was huge.
I've always wondered, a power hitter like yourself that's done it now for 3 years, how do you decide how fast you're going to go around the bases? I mean, is there a faster speed and a slower speed if you need to dig it in a little bit, or are you pretty consistent with that speed going around? How do you decide?
I think I'm probably pretty consistent. I don't really even think about it.
Yeah.
There might be times I am faster. I don't know. I need to look at this honestly, but
Is there anybody that is deliberately slower than everybody else that you've noticed that you played with that took a little bit more time?
I don't know. Not that I've noticed. I'm sure there are a few guys that take maybe a little slower, a little longer, but I haven't noticed, so that's a good thing.
Well, I'm going to guess that under Coach Gutton, if it was too slow, he would let the guy know it pretty quick, because
More
Gutton's
than
pretty
likely.
much baseball rules and etiquette, play the game the right way kind of guy. Is Joey Hawkins the same way now in his first year as the boss man?
Yeah, he likes to keep it pretty classy. Obviously, if the other team starts John a little bit, like last night, we're allowed to get a little chirpy back. I think that's the one thing that may change a little bit with that aspect of things. But obviously, he wants us to take it a little more personal, especially with them, beating us last night. Next week is a must win for us. We need to, especially at our place and a bunch of our fans in the stands. But I'd say that's the one thing that's changed a little bit.
And then you've got, I mean, if you got Mizzou coming in next Tuesday, and we'll talk about the Valley series coming up, but then Arkansas the following Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the month. The Hogs may come in a little angry after you guys stole a win that went down 5 in the ninth, score 5, then win it in the 10th. Was it 14-13? I think was the final there, and the Hogs were number 2. Yeah, number
Something
2 in the
13-12.
country, and they actually went to number 1, I think, the next week in the poll. But was that one of those that felt pretty good to walk off of there with? And was there anybody in the dugout going in tonight saying, "Hey, we're maybe in trouble here," or not?
To be honest, I don't think anybody really stepped away from the plan, and I think that speaks to how the outcome came. Honestly, first at bat in that inning was Bogey. He got out, kind of a bad pitch call on him for strike 3. But we started that inning with 1 out, nobody on, and then it just kind of domino effect from then on out. But that was a huge momentum shift in our season, especially at that time.
Confidence boost too, wasn't it? I mean, if you can go and beat the number 2 team in the country on their own field, even though it's a midweek game, and but everybody will say that Arkansas is not throwing their weekend SEC guys. You guys aren't throwing your Valley guys either. So I mean, it's usually bullpen games in it, or guys that don't throw a lot, get 2 or 3 innings, and it's still a W, right?
Yeah, it's a win, 100%. We didn't throw our top 3 guys, just like they didn't throw their top 3 guys. So I don't think that's a thing that people need to look at. I think a lot of Arkansas fans probably pointed to that, saying that they would, do something with their top 3 guys. But obviously, I think that's just them whining, to be honest.
Yeah. Zack Stewart was the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Year 2 years ago. Hit 302 with 12 homers and 61 RBIs. Was named a freshman All-American that season. Followed that up with 21 homers and 55 driven in and a 300 average last year. Right now, hitting 259, 7 homers and 22 runs batted in. But as we pointed out earlier, 1 homer in your first 15 games, 6 in your last 16 games. Are you traditionally a slow starter, kind of like the Bears offense, and just kind of needs warmer weather and repetitions to get warmed up?
So I'd say in the past years I've been kind of the opposite. I've been kind of a fast starter, but
Okay.
I'm kind of liking this right now. I think I'm starting to heat up here at the end of the season, and obviously here at the end with Valley play and then the tournament coming up, I think that's more important than being a fast starter and kind of diminishing there at the end. So I'm looking forward to capitalizing on this last half and obviously get a conference win.
When you look back at the month of February and early March, were you pressing or were you just off on your timing? What do you think switched when you started hitting these home runs again?
I think there's a lot of things that was off in the beginning. I switched kind of to a higher leg kick, changed a few things mentality wise in the box, but all those things I think really helped going into obviously the Valpo series in the last 16 games, like you said. It's been kind of a ride for sure on the roller coaster, but I think I've managed it well and starting to handle things now.
Well, as you heated up, the Bears heated up. Now won 12 of their last 16, won 9 of 10 in one stretch there, including the Arkansas win. You went 4 for 9 on the weekend with the 2 homers against Valpo. You guys scored, what, 25 runs on Sunday?
We did 25.
Yeah. Is that one of those that I think what you had, a hit and then walked 4 times?
Yeah, I had a hit and 5 walks, I think.
5 walks, yeah. I mean, are you like, come on? I mean, can I just have some? I mean, were you were trying to hit the ball, weren't you? They just weren't anywhere close. Probably what had happened the first 2 days led to that a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe a little. I know going into that game, I was looking for a pitch down the middle. Just wasn't really getting it a whole lot. I think I got it once in the whole day, pretty much. But honestly, just take the bases and do what your team needs at that time. So on base is good.
What's the furthest ball you've ever hit, and where did that Valpo homer Friday night rank in maybe Zach's top 5 or 10?
Oh boy, I don't know what the farthest one for sure is. I'd say probably around 440 or something.
Or 40?
Yeah, but I'd say that home run ranks probably definitely in the top 2 or 3, maybe even 1. It was a pretty good feeling walking off. Not many opportunities to do that usually, but getting to do that and then capitalizing in that opportunity was pretty exciting.
What age did you figure out you could be a power hitter? I mean, going back to youth baseball, when was that moment that you thought, "Oh, wow, I can hit these over the fence with some regularity here"?
I'd say probably more in high school. I've always hit the ball, harder, I guess, when I was younger. But I'd say in high school, I kind of started to hit the ball over the fence a little more often than usual. But just seeing that, I think I probably decided that I would be more of a power hitter.
And were you at Lebanon? Were you a late bloomer, or did you start varsity as a freshman? What was your getting on the field situation with the Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, I played freshman ball my first year for a little bit, and then obviously went to JV, and then worked my way up to varsity my freshman year. So I played varsity as a freshman, and then stuck there the rest of the 4 years. But high school ball, I think starting out low and then working up really helped me mentally. But thanks to my coach for that. He did well with that. But yeah, that's how I did.
And was it a no-brainer for you when the Bears offered? I mean, was there anybody else in the picture? I mean, you said your dad played there. Was it Bears all the way?
I'd say pretty much. I G obviously getting to talk to G and everybody. I think G was a big decision for me, or the big reason anyway. He's been here for so long. Obviously, good program tradition and a lot of guys that came through here that made it to the next level. But G was a huge reason, and he, did a good job recruiting me, even through the process of coaching change there between Matt Lawson and Joey Hawkins. But it really worked out for me, and it was Bears pretty much all the way.
What type of player was your dad at Missouri State? What do you know? What have you heard? What has he told you? And was he like in that mid to late 90s range, I think? Is that right?
Yeah, late 90s, I'm pretty sure.
With Sapicki and that group of guys?
Yeah, Jason Hart then. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's told me stories about him.
Oh, yeah, that you talk about a bomb squad back then. I mean, those guys, and I'm sure he played some of his career at Meadow Park. Probably before which it was a launching pad. Going back to Doc Mahaffey. I remember when Brian Mahaffey was there. But what do you know about your dad's career?
My dad, he didn't finish his career here. He ended it early. Got back to my hometown back in Lebanon, but he started out kind of slow, I think, but I think he was an
What do you
all-around good
play?
player. Right field.
Right field. Oh,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
mean, was that just a natural for you to head out there then?
I don't know. I will say though, in high school, I played every position but right field and catcher, so it's kind of odd that I'm playing right field here now. But yeah, my dad, he was all around good player. He could hit the ball a long ways, hit it pretty consistently, threw the ball hard. He did pretty much everything. But just didn't work out for him. Didn't end up, being here too long. But that's baseball. So
You talked about Gutton, and of course your dad playing for him, and you getting the opportunity as well. And when I was doing radio each morning, we had John, I believe, was a freshman maybe, and Gutton would always talk about the hair because we're going to talk about the hair at some point here, and Gutton basically told you as long as you hit, you got to keep it. Was that the agreement?
that was the agreement. I'm pretty sure it was freshman year. We were in the players' lounge, and he came up to me and he said, or maybe I came up to him, one of the two. But I know at the end of the convo it ended in you can keep the hair if you keep hitting, and I'm like, all right, sounds good. So we shook on
Yeah,
that. And
I
we
think
had
he
that
got
agreement.
soft in his old age because there are guys that there's no way back in the 80s, they would even think about having an inch over their collar. I think Gutton got soft. But again, when you were mashing the ball, he's probably not going to, I guess mess with baseball superstition or anything like that, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna switch a whole lot. He likes seeing me hit good, I guess, and then obviously made the agreement to keep it if I did hit good. So
It's kind of cool with him still being around, isn't it? Because my understanding is he's around practice all the time. He's got a role with the team, kind of in fundraiser and special events and things like that. But he does does color commentary with Corey Riggs on radio, and I've seen him on the ESPN Plus webcast too. He's actually pretty good. Is it kind of fun having him still around? But maybe is he a little more loose with you guys now, or you don't have to be quite as careful, do you, is what you say?
no, I'd say it's still same old G for the most part. Probably more of a motivating kind of thing. I know I was going through that rough patch, and he's like, "How you doing, Stu?" And then we just kind of talked to it for a second. But G's been a great guy in my career and a guy I give a lot of credit to. He's always around, which is good. I get to talk to him pretty much every day. But he's a great guy and couldn't think of more.
When did the hair start for you? Did you wear it this way in high school?
So my senior year, my junior year, I started growing it out, and then my senior year was decently long. I'd say this is the longest it's ever been, but I'd say junior year is when I started growing it out.
Do you cut it?
I get it trimmed every now and then, usually when I go back home. So it's probably twice a year at this point.
Do you feel like
But
you're ripping the barber off with actually he's ripping you off. I mean, you're paying a little bit to get a haircut, and probably nobody can tell, can they?
literally, I know the last time I got it, nobody noticed a thing. So that's just how it goes. But I guess that's good.
Who came up with the Thor nickname? Who gets credit for that?
Oh boy, I don't even know really. I couldn't tell you the exact name. I know I've just kind of heard it every now and again. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know who it came from.
And that could be Noah Syndergaard. He was Thor in the majors, and he had the same look, or actually the Thor from Marvel Comics. But you're okay with that, right?
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, he's a pretty manly superhero, so that's a pretty good one to have there. Whether Chris Helmsworth plays him in the
Yeah, if it had to
movies
be
and
one,
stuff.
I'm glad it was that one.
Yeah, instead of one of the other, kind of wimpy like Ant-Man
Yeah,
wouldn't have been a good one, right, or anything like that.
no.
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, the Bears on a hot streak now. You've got of course, the loss last night aside, but you head on the road this weekend for the Valley at Illinois, Chicago. They're 9-25. They're 5-7 in the Valley. Are you guys in that mode now where it's like, okay, we're atop the standings in the league at 10-2. We got to keep this rolling, and if we get on a big roll, win the tournament, maybe go to the big tournament again. what's the mindset and conference play on the weekends now? Because you got some big series coming up, including Evansville the following weekend at home.
Yeah, so these series are huge for us. We go into it every weekend. We got to win, and obviously the goal is to sweep. So obviously Carbondale, that last game, we letting it go. It was not a good thing for us. But we're going to go into UIC with the mindset of beating them and hopefully getting that sweep. That's kind of the mindset rolling into the weekend. We got to win. And then I think we've done a good job of focusing on that and really locking that into our mindset before going to play, and then obviously executing that lately. But that'll be huge for us. UIC is a good opponent, and we got to capitalize on beating them and getting more ahead in the Valley and staying in that first place spot.
When you've done what you've done now for a third year in the Valley, do you guys pitch you differently that know you? I mean, it's when you're a freshman and they don't know much, like you mentioned, Bogey, he had such a big year last year, still having a good year this year, but I'm sure they treat him differently now. You've seen it now 2 years in a row where you're not a secret anymore. Do you notice it when you're at the plate that they just treat you a little differently, the opposing pitchers in the Valley?
Oh yeah, they all have scouting reports on every single one of us, so they know what we can hit, can't hit, whatever it may be, pitch types, location, and that's what they're going to execute against us. They're going to find our weakness and try to exploit that. But I
And
think
five walks would
obviously,
be an indication, right?
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. It's been kind of a crazy way for pitching against me this year. Started off, a lot of slow stuff, a lot of off speed. Fastballs are starting to pick up a little more because I've made the adjustment of staying back on the off speed and kind of going the other way with it a little more often. But obviously they just keep adjusting and finding something else for you. So it's a weekly basis thing that you got to find.
You adjust, they adjust. It's just back and forth. That's baseball, isn't it? I mean, I
Oh
remember
yeah,
when Ryan
that's baseball.
Howard, Ryan Howard as a Bear, freshman year was hitting bombs, and the next year curveball, 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 off speed, everything, and had to
Oh
make the
yeah,
adjustment. And he kind of adjusted pretty well eventually, didn't he? With the major leagues with the Phillies there, but
I'd say he did pretty well.
yeah. Did you go to those games when you were little? Did you go watch some of those guys, like the World Series team? Were you old enough with your dad to go, or did you come down and watch the Bears much?
No, mainly we came here and watched the Springfield Cardinals and the Bears. That would be
Okay,
kind of the main thing we would do. We didn't go to St. Louis very much, but coming to Hammond's Field, being right in the backyard, pretty much just an hour drive, was
sure.
big for us. And then just getting to watch some guys coming up through the Cardinals system, and then obviously Bears baseball.
What did expecting maybe a draft call last summer didn't come? Stuff was out there that you could be anywhere in the first 5 rounds. Eh, Did you set a number pretty high that and I guess the way I would look at it, if you set it high enough, you kind of really wanted to come back unless they just put money out there that made it impossible to say no. Is that accurate for a
Yeah.
signing
Um,
bonus?
be- Being a draft eligible sophomore, obviously I have all the leverage in the world. But having that leverage is huge going into the draft. Obviously, I have another draft year with a lot of leverage the next year, and then my senior year too after that. So they got to basically, give you a good amount of money, knowing that you have that leverage. I didn't ultimately get what I wanted, so I made the decision to come back here, and I think it was still a great decision. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned and gotten better and grown in every aspect of my game.
Was that tough to have to explain to people? I mean, did you go through that for a little while, like why you didn't get drafted? And sports fans know the reason and know how that works, but just about everybody else, were they kind of like, hey, what happened?
Yeah, obviously, you gotta explain yourself a whole lot, but I think at the end of the day, I look at it as it's my journey, not anybody else's who's asking. So I'm just gonna go out there and do it to the best of my ability and kind of live my journey throughout that.
And then do it all again this summer and see how it turns out, pretty much.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. That's kind of the role.
Yeah. Do you play summer ball? Are you playing this summer?
I'm not planning on playing this summer. I guess it could change maybe, but planning on not.
And how much of a dangling carrot is it that if you don't get the offer you want this summer, it's a whole new world with Conference USA next year. Are you kind of excited about that? I know you guys want to finish the Valley off with a bang, but tell me what you know about CUSA and what kind of motivator that might be to come back.
Yeah, CUSA is a big conference and a big opportunity for the Bears. I think taking that into next year will be huge. But there's a lot of stuff that we just got to continue to do. Like we're taking care of business now. You're gonna have to do it next year in the Conference USA, which is a better conference. Yeah, better competition all the way throughout. But it's a big opportunity for the Bears, and I think it'll be huge for recruitment, funds, and everything with this university. It's a great move.
What's the plan after baseball, after college? I mean, what are you majoring in now? What would you like to do?
So my grandpa has a farm back home. That would be most likely what I would want to do. Hopefully, take that over one day and get to do that with him for a while. I'm majoring in ag business, but I would take that. Obviously, if I didn't get the farm, I would take that in sales or something within agriculture.
So I'm interviewing you for a big ag sales job. Are you getting a haircut or not?
I will probably have a haircut at that time, I will say.
But if you run the family farm, you don't have to, right?
That is true. Hopefully, I don't have to interview for a job, but if I had to, I would go out and do that.
What would be the ultimate thing? Go play some pro ball for a few years?
Yeah, that's my plan for me. I want to go play pro ball. It's been a dream of mine for a while, but obviously getting to do that would be a big accomplishment, and hopefully take that as far as I can. But after that, obviously it'd be go back to the farm, kind of do that, and then maybe work in sales or something.
What kind of farm is it?
So we grow crops. We have cattle too. Soybeans and corn is the main thing. We'll grow winter wheat every now and then, but that's kind of what we do down there.
Awesome. What does Zack Stewart need to do to get better and be more draftable for the right amount this summer?
I think obviously cut down on the strikeouts, hit the ball harder, or not harder, but more consistent. Kind of work everything up, get the numbers all the way back up, and just obviously, I think the main thing is not even worrying about that stuff and focusing on whatever the team needs to win and get that conference championship at the end of the year.
This offense has got to be pretty fun to play in. I know it's fun to watch. The numbers you guys put up and double figure runs. I mean, if you guys can get in the big dance with that hitting attack, do you feel like that you're a threat against almost anybody because you guys can put up runs?
Oh yeah, easily. I think we are a huge threat to a lot of people. I think a big testament to that was Arkansas. Obviously playing them, the number 2 team in the country, now the number 1, I believe. But we went down there in their place, and we were down 5 in the ninth. That's also another huge obstacle that we faced, and we came back and beat them. And I think that just proved we can do anything and beat anybody at any given time, no matter what the score is. And I think that was a big thing for all of us and something that we all realized after that game. But I think that's a huge thing. Just like last night, I mean, we came up short, but we came right back in the fight. I think that's a big reason why this team is so good.
Very good. Well, Zack, I appreciate your time. Best of luck to you. Stay hot, as they like to say in baseball. And I'll leave with this home run derby between you and Bogey and Nick Rodriguez and Curry and anybody else you want to throw in there. Who wins it? An internal home run derby on the Bears.
I'm going me 100%.
There you go. Good answer. Again, hey, appreciate it, and best of luck to you. Thanks, Zack.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Zack Stewart, the power hitting right fielder for the Missouri State Bears. Again, if you've not gone out and seen the Bears yet this year, they can score some runs and they can hit the ball. 25 runs on Sunday against Valpo. And again, Mizzou comes into town next Tuesday night over at Hammons Field. There's free tickets at Sutherland's if you go to the one in Springfield, and with any purchase, you get 2 free tickets while supplies last. But this Bears team, doing very well in the Valley. They win the Valley and win the tournament, get an automatic bid, and see what they can do damage-wise before they head to CUSA next year. Again, big thank you to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports and the Pitch Pizza and Pub. course, Fast Break Sports is over on South Campbell, 3109 South Campbell. Your home for all things sports cards, collectibles, memorabilia. They've got it all there at Fast Break Sports. New sets coming out for baseball cards this summer. I know there's a Topps 25 Chrome Black series that comes out at the end of the month. If you want to check it out, go see the guys at Fast Break Sports. I'm sure they'll have it, and they'll figure out how to put those valuable cards in the right holders and preserve that mint status there. So go see the guys at Fast Break Sports. And then one of my favorite places to eat, the Pitch Pizza and Pub, located in the Southern Hills Shopping Center off East Sunshine. Beautiful renovation they've done there of all the stores there at the Southern Hills Shopping Center. The Pitch, a great place to watch sports, lunch, and dinner. If you've got a meeting group, you need a space to meet, whether it's for a networking event or a graduation party's coming up, give Brian a call there at the Pitch Pizza and Pub. I went to lunch last week. One of my favorites is the hot pig and pineapple pizza. It's hard to say, but ham, pineapple, and some jalapenos. They've got a little lunch size individual. It's really good. I still end up taking some at home, but good stuff there at the Pitch Pizza and Pub. Go see them and set up your special event with Brian and the folks there today. It's going to do it for this week's edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. Again, as always, thank you for listening. Appreciate our sponsors, and we'll see you next week on the podcast.